fun listening to your intro music. That's fun. I think maybe we should change it. We'll change it to some fat beats.
Some fat beats?
Some fat beats.
Absolutely.
Got some of those. Oh, Lord. How are you?
I'm okay. Yeah, it's been a week, that's for sure. But, nothing too crazy. A lot of early mornings, which has been difficult, but I am now officially on the early morning train. Not that I need to be there for a long time, but 2 days ago I had to take the dog to the vet at 7:30 in the morning. And then yesterday I had to be up because we had a serviceman come to the house. Not a military, but a service man, a man who performs services. That sounds worse, actually. No, the ADT guy came to our security system was old and antiquated. So it was time something had faulted and they needed to come.
Everybody wants
and
to
then
see that.
Tomorrow I got to get up super early. So yeah.
Good. I started the orange juice again.
That's awesome. I was going to take the oranges that I peeled from the bar and bring them home and juice them, but knowing that I was like, that's not going to work out. And I already ripped apart my kitchen to paint from where the ceiling opened up, and I had to patch and repaint all that. I just got the kitchen into a clean place, so busting out the juicer and then having to clean the juicer and put it back in the closet after I'm done, that was a bridge too far. It was a bridge too far. I wasn't ready to go there today or yesterday.
Yeah, no, I get it. Yep. It's a pain. I have a juicer, but I don't know, for some reason, it seems like it's easier to just hand squeeze the oranges. You know what I mean?
Do you do the turny thing?
Yeah, the turning thing. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. It's easier to rinse off. It's easier to clean.
Right.
I don't know.
No, that makes sense.
Less of a pain.
Cleaning a juicer, there's got to be a better way.
There has to be a better way.
There has to be. It is laborious.
I've seen those pictures of those fancy masticating is
probably. Yeah.
Those, maybe they're easier to clean, or I don't know. Do they clean themselves? Do they just masticate?
They need to make it like ovens, self-cleaning. Just shoot a bunch of water in there and it just rinses everything out.
Yeah.
And that's it.
That would be the invention of the century there.
Yeah. I'm going to work on that and then I'm patent.
Yeah. You should do that one.
Yeah.
What are we talking about?
So Loki.
Yeah, Loki.
Man, what'd you think of this episode? We're on episode 4. That means there's 2 left after this.
Well, spoilers, Loki dies. So that's a big deal. You have a show called Loki and then Loki dies.
Right. But then spoiler. He's in that
extra
weird.
Spoiler.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's.
Spoiler. Mm-hmm. He's. I don't know. Where is he? He's in the void with a bunch of other.
It looks like 2 Lokis and you got Kid Loki.
Old man Loki.
Alan Rickman Loki.
I would say much older than Alan Rickman. I'd call him
he looked like Alan. Yeah, but he looked like Alan Rickman.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but older Loki, and you got Black Thor. So
that's awesome. Yeah. And then I read, the internet told me that alligator is Alligator Loki.
Of course.
Alligator Loki. I when I saw it, I was like, okay, that must be the kid's pet, and he put his little Loki visor thing, tiara, whatever it is, on the alligator, and that's a cute thing. And then I was reading this article and I was like, Alligator Loki, okay, just reaching into the
shape shifter. So
that's true.
That's fair.
What if he got stuck that way? What if he got stuck?
Yeah,
you keep doing that, you're gonna get stuck like it, and then it happened.
Mm-hmm, yeah,
some parent told him that. Keep making that face. Keep making that face. You'll get stuck.
He didn't have enough warnings.
That's right.
Yeah.
Man, I thought this was a strong episode. This episode gave us a lot more backstory, motivational, this in the way that the last episode really was just about Loki and Sylvie forming some sort of bond. this episode really propelled the plot forward.
And solidified that bond to be like a little more than we anticipated, I think.
I can't tell if it's an attraction, if it's a mutual respect, like a sibling type of thing where it's like
basic. He said romantic.
Did he say romantic? Wow.
Yeah. Well, what's this? Mobius. Yeah.
Dude, Mobius.
Also dead.
Also, that one, I was like, when he was like, maybe I'll be on a jet ski somewhere. And just that moment was like, oh no, this is him saying goodbye. Because he knows what's up.
He shouldn't. He should have known better than to open his mouth.
What was the end game there? So they're going to just kill Mobius right there. And then they're going to take the two Lokis to the Timekeepers to then execute them in front of there, and the Timekeepers, the only thing they have to say is, we want to know what you have to say for yourself. What? What is their expectation here? Even though they're androids, they're not real.
Maybe they're trying to get some insight into them so that another variant doesn't do the same thing. It seemed to me they didn't really know what happened that caused the Nexus, except that when they brought them out and it disappeared.
Right.
So there's that.
Yeah.
But there's also, why didn't they just do what they always do and blow everything up instead of like time travel logic? Just it always breaks, you know.
Yeah, definitely.
And shows that have to use time travel and stabs that kill you by just touching you, like, and time bombs. You know, it's just. At what point do you just? It's okay. It's a little much. It's asking, I think, too much from the audience at this point.
Right.
It's getting there. It's getting to that point.
Yeah, it makes me think that, I mean, so obviously, like the TVA, that's not it's a real thing, but it's not a real thing. You know what I mean? It's not what it seems to be. So I think what is happening is that there are all of these multiverses anyway, and the pruning that's happening is for some other ulterior motive. You know what I mean? Mm. So it's what all of this pruning that the TVA is doing, all of this like cleaning up, is to aim all of these multiverses in the same direction. Does that make sense?
That's what you said before. I mean, yes.
Not for harmony purposes. So
no, just for an outcome, a specific outcome.
Right.
It's equity versus equality. No. Yeah.
Right.
But anyway.
Yeah. So I guess what I'm trying to say.
You were right about the Time Lords. You were
right. Yeah. I don't know if they ever really did exist.
They probably don't. Yeah, exist.
Right. But they're definitely not real. They're definitely not alive.
It felt very Wizard of Oz-ish.
Yeah.
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 I got Wizard of Oz vibes.
Definitely.
The Wonderful Wizard of Oz. Us? Wizard of Us? What?
Is this a thing? Oh, okay.
Follow the Yellow Brick Road. Yeah, I feel like so not entertaining or like excited. I don't know, like maybe this late night podcast thing is.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, we are recording much later in the day than we normally do. Okay, we'll switch topics because this might drum something out of you here. Allison Mack. Did you see this today?
No. What happened?
She got sentenced today.
Oh.
Yeah, to 3 years in prison. Which is wild because Keith Raniere got 120 years in prison.
Yeah.
She got 3.
Yeah.
Is that enough? I think that's probably enough.
She did get brainwashed in the first place.
True.
Know. But she was like slave master adjacent.
Right. Yeah. She was like 1A, 1B. Yeah. That's a tough
delicate
call.
Yeah, that's a delicate line. Like, she's definitely guilty, but she's also definitely a victim.
Maybe it's 5 years. I think 5 years for me. 5 years is probably.
That's the.
I think that's the sweet
Give
spot.
her 5 and then let her out in 3.
Right, exactly. She gets 5 and then 2.5 in. They're like, all right, Smallville, your time's up. Let's go.
So that means the new episodes of The Vow will come out then.
Oh, yeah. When did that come out last year? Was it in the summer?
Not sure, but I know there's a season 2 in progress. They were probably just waiting on the verdict.
Right. Yeah, that would be a good season 2 finale kind of situation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't know how I feel about it. I don't know.
Yeah. I took it as being like...
I guess it's a better sentence than like getting a job at Lucasfilm. You know what I mean?
What do you mean?
If you're the girl that brings the other girls to the guy to be taken advantage of,
right?
You should probably go to prison.
Yeah,
but
definitely.
If you're the girl that brings girls to a guy to get taken advantage of, you could also get your own series. So there's that.
What in the world are you talking about?
The assistant to Harvey W. Stein is now doing the show. She's the showrunner for The Acolyte.
All right, I'm Googling this.
And you get a show. And you get a show.
And here we go. Hold on. Oh, helps to spell Acolyte right. It doesn't have 2 C's. It only has 1.
I don't know if there was ever a cry. Like, she could say that she didn't know what was happening. Who knows?
All right, so she's the one who did Russian Doll, which was a very good show. Looking. All right, Wikipedia isn't going to have any of this.
It just doesn't seem even. Did he ever get prosecuted?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. One thing about drinking a lot of orange juice is that you pee a lot.
Yes, that has a tendency to happen when you drink a whole lot of fluids.
And yeah, my tongue is turned orange. And
Yep.
last time I did this, my wife said that my skin looked like it was turning orange. So that's fun. The reason I'm doing this is I read an article in a magazine, like a legitimate magazine, that said if you juice fast for 3 days, you lose weight.
Okay.
And you keep that weight off for 2 weeks after you go back to eating. So that's pretty cool. Have you found any of this? This is like very controversial.
So yeah, here's what I got. Yes, Headland spent 6 years working as an assistant at Miramax, a year of which spent as Weinstein's personal assistant. Her experience during that time inspired her 2012 play Assistants. And then that's all that says. Okay, former personal assistant once wrote a tell-all play.
She wrote the tell-all?
Yeah, about an abusive... She wrote a play called Assistants, and it's about people's assistants more than the boss, but the traces of Weinstein are clear.
I mean, I don't know how much like...
So yeah, she wrote a play about her experience there. Sorry. Clicking another...
It's just rumor, conjecture that she would have had to be the one to bring them to him.
Isn't there a person not dissimilar to that guy Epstein, like his kind of partner in crime? Wasn't there a person who, I don't know that much about the Weinstein thing other than he was generally a monster.
I'm sure there was a person, because that guy didn't go. Yeah, he didn't come back to the United States after something. Mm-hmm. I don't know all the details. This is something that my older self would have just like
jumped all in on.
Yeah, and this is crazy. I just don't want to know that much about it because it's horrifying.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
It's horrifying. And like all the people that were involved with him, William Gates.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he enjoyed going over to some of those parties. You know?
Yeah.
Like, it's just...
Yeah, it sucks when, people who... when people are different around other people. I've definitely have guy friends who have been like awesome to me and then absolutely terrible to some women. And you're like, oh, wow, I didn't know that about that person. And now I do. So how do you navigate that? Like, now I got to shut this person out. Or dudes that have been horrible or you know what I mean? It sucks. It sucks when people are manipulative and terrible. I think we can agree on that.
I think we can safely agree on don't be manipulative and terrible.
Don't be manipulative and terrible.
Although that's what makes this show Loki kind of interesting.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that whole like interrogation scene of him and Mobius just like lying to each other back and forth.
It was great.
And trying to parse out what's true and them knowing that each other is lying to them, although Loki really wasn't sure that Sylvie hadn't been pruned. So that was a fun scene.
That was great. Yeah. You realize how much she means to him there, like for real.
Yeah.
And yeah.
And we also get Lady Sif. We get Lady Sif coming back for a cameo.
Yeah, here's your cameo. You say the same 2 lines over and over.
Yeah, you get to punch him a couple of times. That'll be fun. And then we'll get you back to the NBC lot so that you can film your TV show.
Are they still doing that?
I think she's coming back for Thor: Love and Thunder. I think she's coming because she didn't die. The rest of the Warriors 3 died in Ragnarok.
Yeah.
But she did not. She was busy on Blind Spot.
Now I feel like, that I've just lost the moment there, Ben.
Hey, no worries, man. We're okay. We're all right.
Speaking of the moment, what should we do? We need to have a plan for this thing. We have to come at it from a totally different angle. We got to figure something out.
Just
for the podcast, just in general.
We need a reboot. We need a reboot.
Yeah, a reboot. Yeah.
Okay.
We got to do something. Like, we should take some photos. We should do a photo shoot.
Interesting.
I don't know, something. We got to do something. This isn't. We lost 1 of 25 subscribers. We're down to 24 now.
That's great. Counterpoint. What if we didn't?
What if we didn't what?
What if we just keep it on? Look, we trust in what we're doing, and we let the people come to us over time. Somebody's going to be like, dude, there is 37 episodes of this podcast covering a number of TV shows and a very few amount of music things. And they're wrong all the time. And sometimes they talk about the moon landing or fluoride.
Occasionally.
You got to get in on this. Bro, you got to listen to this podcast. You got to watch this YouTube.
And Steins.
That's right.
So let's talk about The Bad Batch.
The Bad Batch, Clone Wars Season 9, Season 8.
When you only have 2 sound effects.
Yeah. And we've used them all. Yeah, so here's what I like about The Bad Batch. I make the joke of, yes, this is Clone Wars Season 8. And in some ways it is. But the animation has jumped up to another level. Yeah. And there, like, at least once every episode, I have a moment of, holy crap, this just looks so good. Phantom Menace spent so much money and doesn't look this good. It's been 20 years, 22 years, so I get it, but still, this is...
Phantom Menace, actually, all the entire first 3 look like a cartoon.
Right, exactly. Yeah. So the animation level being kicked up a notch, it impresses me every single episode. The other thing, and there's actually a great example of this in the second to last episode that's out right now, where Cad Bane comes in. Spoiler alert, Cad Bane comes back. And when it's his reveal, we've seen this character in 3 different animated shows now. We saw him in Clone Wars, saw him in Rebels, and now we've seen him in Bad Batch. And the perspective of each show has shown him in a different light. Like, in Clone Wars, he's very much like just a straight up like generic bad guy. And then Rebels, he becomes kind of a jolly anti-hero almost, like who's fun to be around, and his connection with Ezra adds some like levity. He's almost like a fun side character who shows up. The equivalent of...
Why don't I remember that arc? What was the arc? What was the arc with Ezra?
He keeps trying to convince Ezra to be a bounty hunter with him. He's like, you and I, we make a good team. That's pretty much like the extent of it.
That was it.
He's almost... Did you watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine at all?
No.
Craig Robinson has a character that pops up. He gets like 1 episode a season where he shows up as like a car thief who's like increasingly becoming best friends with Jake Peralta, the main character, who's a cop. Every episode, he's the bad guy, but he has this connection with this cop, and it's fun. And that's how I saw Cad Bane. And then in Bad Batch, he shows up, and it's like a Western of him just like showing up as the bounty hunter, like coolish, man. That was like, that intro was very well done and reminds you that this guy's dangerous in a way that Rebels didn't. Like, during Rebels, I never felt like he was dangerous. And in this, it was like, Cad Bane is
he's a Jedi killer, from what I understand.
Yeah.
I don't remember, but so he actually killed Jedi in the Clone Wars, I'm assuming?
I don't know if we ever saw him kill any. He may have. I don't know. It's been a while.
I did I read somewhere or something about him. Like, the reason he has that thing is so that he can breathe if somebody force chokes him.
Ooh.
Like, it bypasses his throat.
I love that.
So he's like a Jedi killer. Yeah. No, he's no joke.
Also, Seth Green, who plays his little droid friend, the way he did the voice was like less cartoony than in Clone Wars. Like, it was like he was still doing the voice, but it was played like just like a little bit straighter.
It was definitely more, yeah. It was a little more serious, and then it got very serious in this last episode.
Right.
The most recent. Yeah.
Tan Wei? Is that her name? She was in the Geonosian? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
She was in Attack of the Clones. She was in that movie.
Yeah.
They just killed her off.
Yeah, that's a big deal.
Yeah.
I forgot all about that.
Yeah. Fennec.
Was it Fennec killed her?
Yeah, Fennec killed her. Because the other Geonosian, who is like a little bit more protective, was like, hey.
This is too much. We've gone too far.
Take care of my Omega there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we learned about the Alpha and the Omega.
Yeah.
So somehow she will be the end of the clones.
From the top.
The end?
I mean, that's what we're foreshadowing for sure.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's the only other non-aged up clone.
She's Boba's sister.
Correct. But
Twin.
Still technically a clone of Jango.
Technically Boba. Yeah, technically the same.
Yeah.
But not with a mutation, if you will.
Right.
Yeah.
They did a little splicing. They did a little extra.
So we can actually relate this to Loki. Why are they doing this? This is happening twice.
Mm-hmm.
We're getting DNA, male and female of the same person, and DNA, male and female of another same person.
Right. I don't think they're like DNA specific. I don't think they're that close. I mean, I could be wrong.
But they're both Loki, you know what I mean?
They're still Loki, yeah. It's almost like genetically, I think they're similar, but they're not exact.
Exact. I see what you're saying.
You know what I mean? But like the circumstances around them are
But we're seeing this as like a trope. We're seeing this as a trope at this point. If you're doing it twice,
right?
Or do you have to do it 3 times? Will there be another? How many times do we have to see this before we're like, this is on purpose?
Right.
Yeah.
I think for the story of the clones, I think this is a logical, if you're playing the what if game of, okay, if we're following these clones, what are some like logical conclusions that could happen? What if there was a female version of the clones? So like, how does that work? I think
they are different. And I feel like Omega's does, like you mentioned, it serves the story. It makes her stand apart from the other ones.
Yeah.
That's her defining thing. Whereas with Loki, it's just, we just wanted to do this.
Yeah. I wonder if for Loki, it's like, how much is it for the like surprise, like the shock factor of that reveal? But then also the idea of if we're gonna is it the writer's room being like, all right, how do we have a love interest for Loki? How does that work? Loki can't have a love interest. He only loves himself. Idea time.
That, and it could have been a practical issue. Are we going to have Tom Hiddleston be Tom Hiddleston, talking to Tom Hiddleston, fighting Tom Hiddleston?
Right.
In every, is it too much for the budget? You know what I mean? Let's just, he's a girl in this universe, and then, hey, now we don't have to edit Tom Hiddleston fighting Tom Hiddleston together. You know?
But it's also setting groundwork for the multiverse, you know? So like in the next, like in Multiverse of Madness, are they going to be able to have a Doctor Strange that doesn't look like Doctor Strange? So that
we'll get like young female Doctor Strange and old, we'll get whatever. Yeah. Just
Jack
it's
Rabbit,
getting
Doctor Strange.
I kind of like the idea of them like trimming this timeline up and it not exploding into too much, because it's at this point, it's how do you get us to care? That's the problem. How do you convince us to care about all of these characters that just appear because there's multiverses or whatever?
Yeah, I think we're still going to care about like our prime people. We're still going to care about Tom Hiddleston's Loki. We're still going to care about all these characters that they've made 30 movies out of.
Yeah, but you're eliminating some, right? So we no longer have the Iron Man. We no longer have Captain America.
Right.
You're phasing in a whole new era of people. You've got your She-Hulks. You've got your whatever's Eternals. All of these new things that are becoming ushered in. Shang-Chi, which look cool and stuff. So we got to care about those. And then now we have to also care about alternate timeline versions of all of these. Like, it's just, to me, it's getting to the point where I kind of just don't even want to turn it on. You know what I mean?
Right. Like, it's becoming too overwhelming.
It's not that it's overwhelming and, I can't keep up with this. It's like, why should I want to keep up with this? There's no, what are the stakes? You know what I mean? Why should I even be invested at this point?
Yeah. Yeah. For me, I still enjoy Loki as a character. So I want to see where this story goes. And him getting into hijinks is fun. After WandaVision, man, I'll follow that character around. Like, that show was so good, and out of the Disney Plus shows, so far is still like the big winner in my mind. So, yeah, like
the only thing that still kind of bothers me about WandaVision is the Vision part of it. Like, where at the end, the big fight at the end, like Vision just sat back, like he didn't go in and help. You know what I mean? Like, that kind of bothered me. Like, I never mentioned that. I don't think I mentioned that before.
Yeah.
Like, you just, because you don't see it, I guess you don't think about it. But like, in retrospect, I was like, wait, why is he not doing anything?
Yeah. Is he just like protecting the kids? Is he? Yeah.
Like, what's that all about? But yeah, it was some very different storytelling. And yeah, if you're listening, you haven't listened to our episodes about WandaVision, make sure you do that.
Yeah. Go back, check it out.
Them. Yeah. Go check one of those.
Yeah.
Links, maybe.
Go,
if you're lucky.
Whatever you're watching this on, just go to the home screen. Just scroll. You'll find it. It's there. Look, if you're here listening to us now, you've figured it out. You know how the internet works, and you know how podcasts and YouTube videos work. Yeah, so just go back.
Maybe we've been pissing people off. We're like, hey, you can subscribe. But they're like, I already know how to like and subscribe.
I know how to do that. Maybe that's what's up. Maybe we're over.
So don't do anything unless you want.
Hey, if you want to do something, awesome. If not, that's cool too.
If you don't, we'll just keep talking to each other for eternity. Yeah,
absolutely.
I'm going to hit the pause button. I don't know what that's going to do.
Becker Chip episode.
Yeah, I hit the record button. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, I thought that was like really well done. You know, Wrecker, is he my favorite character on this show? Maybe. He might be. So
the timing of it was a little too convenient, but...
What do you mean?
Oh, we should probably get these chips out of our head. They haven't been any problem up until now. Oh, now Wrecker goes crazy and we need to get the chip out of his head.
I took that to mean that some of all of the talking about the Order 66 and like that was like dredging some stuff up. So that's why I was like, okay, I can see why this, and maybe like the chip's defense mechanism, knowing that like I'm about to be, it's Hal it's Hal saying, don't shut me down. I'm going to kill you guys so that you don't shut me down.
It misfired from the get, right? So it should just be broken. Like the
Yeah.
So the purpose of the episode could have just been like, it didn't need to, we didn't need the time, but we didn't need the timer. Like they could have just went in and just took them out. You know what I mean? We didn't need all the extra drama.
But. Yeah, I agree. And when it became clear that's what the episode was about, I was like, look, this chip hasn't been a big deal. We could just say that they're defective because they're defective people. Mm-hmm. So that could just be it. Yeah. How about we just roll with that?
Yeah.
But it was good to see Red. Mm-hmm. Could you imagine being D. Bradley Baker and being like, all right, you're going to voice all these things and it's going to go on forever?
Who is that guy? He's
the voice of the clones. Yeah.
Yeah, but he's not. Yeah, that's not Boba Fett himself, though.
Correct. No, that's Tamura Morrison, which dude, he did Attack of the Clones in 2002? And then it's, hey, by the way, 19 years from now, 20 years from now, you're going to come back and it's going to be awesome.
You get to be Boba Fett, yeah.
Yeah, you get to be Boba Fett. And if any of these characters show up again in any of the movies, any of the TV shows, anyone who's in Clone Wars, like if they bring Rex in, if Rex shows up in the Ahsoka show, it has to be Tamura Morrison. Wonderful. Yeah. Wonderful.
Yeah. What a lucky role for that guy.
I know.
Like, if his character dies, he's got 12 other characters he can play.
He can come back as anyone else. It's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally. Yeah.
What were you going to say? Sorry, I interrupted you.
So there's this is big news. I forgot to say that I believe they haven't changed the name of Slave One, Boba Fett ship.
Okay.
But they've stopped mentioning it by Slave One. And in new products and toys, it just says Boba Fett's ship or whatever.
Boba Fett's ship.
Yeah.
It's probably for the best.
The original actor that played Boba Fett, not Tamara Morrison, but in
like
80s Boba or 70, 79, whatever.
Yeah, thin British guy.
Yeah. He was like, stop being fucking pussies. I'm pretty sure
they're trying to sell toys, man. Like they're trying to sell toys. And if 1% of people don't buy that toy because it says Slave One, then they're going to take that off the toy thing. 100%. 100%.
Yeah, but at the same time...
You got to think 8-year-olds, man.
But you got to think the story they're telling. It's not about the story anymore. It's about toy sales. So
Of course it's about toy sales. Okay. Of course it's about toy sales.
Because
all of this is about toy, not all of it, but a lot of it is about toy sales.
How many, Baby Yodas can we sell?
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying, though. Jon Favreau, he hid the Baby Yoda. He hid Grogu from all of us.
Yeah.
They could have had that toy rolled out.
True,
ready to go.
But like
that was a storytelling decision. That was like based on growing the Star Wars universe. The same reason that Slave One is called Slave One is for a purpose.
What purpose is that?
So
it's in a book. It's in one of the books somewhere.
No, I just take it from like surface level. They're Aboriginal Australian. I don't know. I'm pulling at little strings in the air here. This is just a reach, but
but it's not so much that you have to be beholden to it in any sort of way.
But also what they're saying is the clones are the slaves. They're the worker force.
Right.
So like the first guy, the first clone is the first slave. So like in a way, it makes total sense.
So they had an opportunity to lean into it if they wanted to go there.
But having that on the surface so people can see it, like, oh, okay. So the guys are made, they're bred to do this. Right. Like that's basically slavery. And the guy, he just owned it. You know what I mean? Like this is Slave One. You know?
I don't know if that was George Lucas's intention. Was that George Lucas's intention when he made Empire? Did he know Boba Fett was the clone at that point? I don't think he did.
You think he just thought it was a cool name and was like, oh, let's just call this ship Slave One?
Of course. Absolutely. 100%.
But come on, man. No,
what George Lucas did was, this sounds cool.
Yeah.
Like, it was Luke's star killer for a long time. And so having it's a name that sounds cool, not great for a protagonist. Like, not great for a protagonist. Skywalker, a lot cooler, a lot more positive, but all of it just sounds cool. It's not there's flying. It's not like Jedis can fly. They're not walking in the sky. They can just jump really long distances and kind of glide. They can glide. They glide a little.
Not die when they fall. I keep waiting for for Samuel L. Jackson. I keep waiting for Samuel L. Jackson to show up.
Man, he's so tied up into Marvel right now.
Yeah, but he's just doing bit roles in Marvel. I
think like Secret Wars, he's going to have a pretty significant role in.
Oh, it's a big deal? Okay.
I think so, yeah, because I think that's what they've been setting up with him in Spider-Man Far From Home and him being Telos, the Skrull the whole time.
Yeah. So that's really happening. All this stuff is we're really getting Secret Wars.
Yeah. I think that's our Secret Invasion, I think is what the show is called. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I think that's going to be one of the down the line Disney Plus shows.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot.
Yeah,
I remember looking at those
and the multiverse. I remember looking
at those comic book covers and being like, I don't know what's going on. Every character, ever. Yeah.
They got to build up to some other grand event, So we'll see where that goes.
So, do you think they must have a plan? They must have a plan for this grand event and maybe an end, like a reset.
I don't know. They could definitely. They could have, if contracts are up and they're looking to do a full blown kind of thing, they could literally have Wanda do the House of M, No More Mutants, or
reverse House of M. Yeah.
No superheroes, and just end the whole thing and start over, fresh with a new group of something.
Yeah, because we don't have X-Men. Yeah,
we don't have X-Men. We don't have Fantastic Four.
I wonder how that's going to play out. I'm sure they have a plan. That's the great thing about Feige.
That's the nice thing about, Feige and the gang.
Having that person.
At Marvel. Yeah. Man, they have a plan.
Yeah.
And it doesn't always go exactly to plan. Sometimes they got to course correct a little bit.
Yeah. It's not perfect.
Yeah. I mean, having...
At least they have an idea.
Right. Having the gauntlet in Odin's toy room or whatever, and then having to go back and be like, this was fake. There's little things they've had to clean up, but not to the extent of the rise of Skywalker.
Yeah.
Have a plan. At this point,
so
everybody should just have a plan.
It's unofficially official, I think. We know Filoni.
Yeah, Filoni.
Yeah, so he should be riding the ship, hopefully.
Okay. Because future film is, because the way I understood it, it was more on the TV side. I guess it's all the same now.
Yeah, it's all the same now.
Yeah. Okay, so he's in charge of the through line.
Main through line, yeah, I would assume. Great. And I can only assume just by proxy that Jon Favreau is intricately linked in that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think that's, 100%.
And the rumor is, of course, that...
Look, that guy walked away from Marvel Universe and let, Joss Whedon take the reins, and I'm sure he's not doing that again. Do you know how much money he could have right now? He's still listed as a producer on things sometimes in Marvel world, so probably not anymore. Shows up as Happy, which is fun.
I'm beginning to think that Joss Whedon isn't as bad as maybe some of the press he's been getting is.
I'm saying more so along...
just a total aside. Yeah. But I think maybe some of it is kind of true, but he's just a dude. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't know that he forced anybody to do anything. You know what I mean? Because otherwise he'd be in jail. You know what I mean?
Right. No, I think it's more so psychological manipulation, being a general a-hole on set, and toxic work environment.
Amoral.
Toxic work environment, I think is and pitting people against each other. The band leader from that Drummond movie, that jazz Drummond movie, Whiplash. I feel like it's like that situation. Only with tack on being a little bit of a womanizer or cheating on your wife on the side.
Yeah, but not one of the Steens or Steins. Yeah,
not to that level, right?
Yeah, just more of a general asshole.
Which is why he still gets to work.
Yeah, because I don't know. I'm just after watching the show we just watched, The Nevers. Yeah, it is. seems like he still knows what he's doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the dude has a pattern of like good work. He had some dips there, obviously, like Justice League.
Did you ever see Firefly?
Oh yeah, I've seen Firefly. I didn't see the Firefly movie. I didn't watch that one yet,
Serenity.
but I'm gonna. It's on the list.
Yeah. Yeah, that guy's got some creative chops. You know what I mean? I feel like he's, like you said, that guy, he has a vision and he just wants it executed. And he's going to come across all kinds of the wrong way, like all the time.
Yeah, it's hard to assign motivation when you don't know these people. Enough people have come out and said he was awful to work with that it's okay. But at the same time, like working with I can't think of her name, Buffy, Sarah Michelle Gellar, you know, she got made a star. She didn't leave the show. It wasn't that bad for her to leave the show, right. But it was bad enough for Charisma Carpenter to leave the show and go do the Angels show. Was it? Yeah, but that was still under the umbrella.
Is that still? Yeah,
that's still under the
really
umbrella.
Leading if you're going adjacent,
right?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah. And everything is secondhand in that case.
Right.
It's like you said, you don't know if there was malicious intent from the person saying the thing. You know,
yeah,
you can't just. I don't know that. I don't feel like I can take anybody's word for anything anymore. You know what I mean?
It's tough. It's tough. Yeah, I think it comes down to just I am never going to run into Joss Whedon. That's never going to happen. If it does, the circumstances will be so random and quick. Let me put it this way. I'm never going to be in a place where I can or cannot work with Joss Whedon. Right. That decision that will never happen. Yeah. But at the same time, I think, gosh, I don't know. If enough people are like, if you hear enough like negativity about somebody, all you can do is just, I don't know, either decide right then and there, okay, I never have to make the decision on whether or not I would work with him. That will never happen. So I don't need to put that much thought and energy into it. If I saw him walking down the street, would I punch him in the face? No, I don't know him like that. I don't have that. I'm not harboring that kind of negativity toward Joss Whedon.
No.
And who knows? Who knows? And I'm also not the guy that's going to get on Twitter and just like randomly start tweeting at people and be like, "Hey, you're a piece of shit." That's not something I'm going to do. That's not who I am as a person. Although, man, did you see
we would have more Twitter followers if you did.
Right? Yeah. Did you see the thing where if you get on Twitter and just start like bashing famous people, that will get you more notice than anything else? And
I'm sure. Yeah.
What a terrible thing that is.
What a terrible website.
Yeah. So
yeah. What a dumpster fire, if you will.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. You watch anything else recently? Anything good?
Yes. We watched the second season of Lupin. It was not as good as the first one.
Okay.
The first season was really good. The second one, you feel like it's faltering, but then you realize, nope, this guy had it all together the whole time.
Okay. All right.
And that's like his thing. Like this guy, he's just like 10 steps ahead of everybody. You know what I mean? That's pretty wild show. We watched Money Heist a while ago.
Money Heist.
You haven't seen that?
No.
So it's a Spanish film. Well, not film, but series.
Oh, okay.
And it's on Netflix, and it's overdubbed in English, and it's tremendous. Like, it's very addicting and just intense, and I don't really... Yeah, you wouldn't expect it from... I don't know. It's usually... You expect it to be coming out of Hollywood. You know what I mean? Like, but it's not. So
that's cool.
Really great. Yeah.
Chugging away through The Nanny, and let me tell you, the entire fourth season is basically, it is 20-something episodes in this fourth season, where at the end of season 3, it looked like Fran and Mr. Sheffield we're gonna make something happen, and it is just an entire season's worth of not even will they or won't they, but when will they? And they're just like stretching it out for an entire season. Like they had 4 or 5 episodes in a row where Fran went on a date with somebody, Mr. Sheffield got jealous, and then it all came crashing down with this fella she was dating, and then her and Mr. Sheffield have a nice moment at the end. Like 5 episodes in a row. Also, they did a clip show episode in like season 2 or 3 And I was like, oh, this is fun. A clip show episode. Like, who remembers those? And then in season 4, they did another clip show episode.
What?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
They're like, we're gonna double down on the clip show episode. It's very like old school TV sitcom stuff, man. Like Fran Drescher, I gotta give it to her, man. She does some like really good physical comedy. There's a lot of Lucille Ball like kind of level stuff going on. Yeah, that show deserves
a little bit of improv there. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just it's an incredibly like formulaic show, very like of its time, but I dig it.
It's a good time. It's a good time.
I also fall asleep during every other episode, so there's that too.
Yeah, you don't have to feel like you missed anything.
No, you pick it right back up. I'll ask my wife. I'll be like, "Did her and Mr. Sheffield get married?" And she'll be like, "Nope, not yet." And I'm like, "Great, all right, then I'm good to just watch the next episode."
Okay, on Disney they have this Journey to the Center of the Earth show.
Okay,
and there's 4 expeditions, and they're supposedly all the same amount of effort and work. But for some reason, the ones that are in Russia are doing a lot of driving. The ones that are in Thailand are doing a lot of bicycling.
So this is like a documentary show?
No, it's like a challenge. Like they have to travel and like climb mountains thing. And it's like a contest. Okay. And who gets like they have to do their certain bit every day, get to a certain point by a certain time.
Okay.
And that was really fun to watch. I got caught up in that a little more than I thought I would.
Nice.
Yeah, but the Canadians, man, I felt the worst for them. The North American team. Always cold. Like always having to carry a boat everywhere you're going so that you can get in the river. Like it, to me, they had it the worst. And then the South American team, which was like, they were terrible. They had this girl from LA. Well, they're all from LA. And they just had somebody like, she like banged her elbow on the wall in a van and was like, this is the worst pain I've ever felt in my life.
Okay.
Like, how are you going to make it through the show?
That's, you're being a little dramatic for the screen there.
But it was just over and over. Like, she actually did not make it through the show.
Oh, no.
Spoiler.
Man.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, Journey to the Center of the Earth. It sounds like they're going to go down and dig deep or whatever, but apparently Hawaii is in the center of the Earth.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right, man. Yeah, so we got 2 more episodes of Loki. So we're going to get down to the nitty gritty. We're going to see what's going on.
With Sylvie. Oh, yeah, Sylvie. Excuse me.
Yeah, Sylvie.
Yeah. It should be called
Sylvie.
Shouldn't it?
Yeah,
should be the name of the show. At this point.
Yeah, I think it's... Yeah, he did die.
How many shows, do they kill them?
I thought it kind of underscored what he was saying earlier, where he was like, we die all the time, but we don't. So that's cool.
I see.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So they both come back then.
Yeah, he'll come back. He'll get out of that way station.
Are we assuming Mobius is fine too?
That I don't know. I don't know. Because it was only Loki's in the place. So maybe Mobius is in his own Mobius place.
Yeah, he's become super likable,
Yeah.
So are we thinking that the dead Loki, are they all dead Lokis then? That makes sense.
Yeah,
2 dead Lokis and a dead Thor? That makes sense. Variants.
Right.
Okay.
3 dead Lokis. You can't forget about Alligator Loki is real, which means there's Alligator Thor? Or is it because he was a frost giant? Maybe he
can just do whatever. Yeah.
Maybe it's I'm trying to think of an equally like Floridian type animal. Seagull Thor and Alligator Loki going on adventures.
Yeah.
All the Asgardians are seagulls. Here's this one alligator. Makes himself look like a seagull to fit in.
Asgard's just a swamp. Yeah.
Like, why do we need a bridge? We don't need a bridge. Rainbow Bridge. Yeah. We just all live in the water.
Oh, it's for the Mario Kart episode.
Who put this banana peel here? I saw a video of a guy in some town, I don't know where. It was one of those like auto playing videos on like Facebook or something. And this dude dresses up like Mario every day with a go-kart and drives around the city throwing bananas at other cars. And like at first you see the cops and they're like, oh, this is fun. Okay, we can diffuse this situation. But then, like, the last time, like, the cops come up and they're like, okay, this is not funny anymore. You're doing this every day. We've got other stuff we need to do. We can't be
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Think about how much joy that guy's bringing to the world.
Oh my gosh. Absolutely. Yeah. And could you imagine, like, being, I don't know, maybe like if you didn't notice exactly what was going on and you just had a banana thrown at your car.
If a banana just hit your car, landed on your windshield, you didn't see where it came from, you would be pissed. But as soon as you saw Mario and his go-kart, you'd be like, oh, okay.
Then you're like, this is wonderful. Absolutely.
Yeah. I've been thinking
it's
about
almost
Mario
like you would need a lot of road in front of the car, and you would have to be like far enough away to where like you throw the banana peel and then they are coming and then they decide whether or not they're going to hit that banana peel or if they're going to go around.
Right.
But he was just like chucking them, just like the sides of cars, like perpendicular. Now, if he was like on a residential street and like throwing them behind him, I'm all in.
It's technically littering, right?
So. It is but it's biodegradable.
Yeah. What do you?
This would be fine.
Yeah, it's not like McDonald's fries that will just stay there forever.
Right. Yeah. Oh,
or a cigarette that could catch.
These dudes that I worked with at the Kingdom got a chicken nugget and put it in a glass, and it just sat on top of their TV. This was before TVs were flat and you could set things on top of them. And there was just a chicken nugget in a glass container forever. And it looked exactly the same. And never molded, nothing ever happened, just the same chicken. I mean, it looked a little drier. That was about it. Yeah.
Did they eat it? Was it like a dare?
No, I think they just threw it out when they all
eventually
moved.
Like when they had to move, they were like, I guess we should throw the chicken nugget.
Somebody taking this chicken nugget. You can take this to the new house.
That might have something to do with it. Yeah. Just saying.
Yeah.
You got to watch what you eat, man.
Oh yeah, man. Absolutely.
That's all I'm saying. I don't know what the right thing is, but I'm trying stuff.
Try stuff, and if it makes you feel good.
Exactly.
When I stopped drinking cherry Coke all day, every day, my heartburn went down drastically.
What are the odds, really?
So do I drink too much coffee? Yes. But compared to what I was doing, I don't have nearly the amount of heartburn.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm doing the same thing. I'm down to, I was down to 1 cup a day for a little bit, and now I'm down to 2.
Nice.
So back up to 2, I guess. But I was doing 3 or 4 for a while there. So yeah, just
depending on the day.
Yeah. Sometimes I'll drink like whatever's left over in my wife's. Yeah.
Right.
That kind of thing. But it's been a coffee journey.
Nice.
A food journey.
That's wonderful. Yeah. All right, man. Speaking of which, I'm going to go make some dinner.
Okay, go make some dinner. And this has been on the podcast. So thanks for listening.
Right, yeah. Hey, everybody, subscribe. You know what? No, don't do that. Do whatever you feel. Do whatever you feel. Do what you feel. Yeah. Try something out. If you feel good, keep doing it.
Do it again. Yeah. Thanks for listening this far. Yeah.
Thank you for listening. Thank you for making it this far. And we'll see you next week.
Ben, thank you. Seriously.
Thank you.
Bye.